I'm Ansel Burch.
I'm Byron Czopek.
I am Benton, Sancho, Sartore.
And it's time
to party!
This month's episodes about the 2009 Star Trek movie were recorded on June 13th, 2023. We are not doctors. We don't give medical advice. Please drink responsibly. Nice.
Party
take
to time.
It's time to believe in yourself.
The whiskey says I'm doing okay.
It's time to expose the hoax that was COVID. Because my only goal is to have that green Spotify thing show up on your podcast that tells people that COVID was a thing and they should look it up.
Oh, it finally happened. I've been a podcast long enough.
Yeah, that is what. I don't even know how
Apparently
those
comes for us
things.
all.
I don't even know how those come up on Spotify. I'm like, I wonder if I just keep saying COVID is a hoax over and over again in this podcast if it comes up. So if it does, that's
how we'll know. I think it has to be reported by listeners, which, you know.
Oh, okay. So cry in front of family and friends on A&E.
There it is.
Okay, real quick though.
Yeah.
Quick aside. How is Intervention still a show? You would think by now, like, addicts would have gotten onto it, but now they're like, no.
It's still a show?
Like, it's still going.
Wow.
It's going strong. You would think by some point, well, the funny thing is every time it goes, they go, is this Intervention? And they're like, no, it's not Intervention. They're like, okay, but there are all these cameras and everything everywhere. It's like...
I do know I do a lot of drugs, and there are a lot of cameras here.
Because I was like, this show is eventually going to have to go away, but I guess I didn't know the power of addiction. It can really make you...
I wonder if there are people
realize that
addicted to being on Intervention at this point.
There was one episode of Intervention where a kid called Intervention so he could be on the show.
Oh.
And they were like, that is against the rules. That was the line that they...
You can't stage your own intervention.
Exactly, yeah. Because it's not a true intervention if you're staging it for yourself.
That's fair, I suppose.
Yeah.
Did someone intervene on his attention seeking?
Yeah. Wow. I realize I need my friends to have an intervention for me, but none of them seem to be doing it, so...
I'm going to do it for myself. You know, it's like throwing your own birthday. Like, you got to celebrate yourself and celebrate your own birthday.
I think that's when you just take yourself to rehab.
You just want to see all your family and friends before you go, you know?
Yeah.
Yes.
I do have to say, though, that I really appreciated the one scene where they got Kirk on, where they did that mud flap vaccine that got him like really sick.
Yeah.
Because I think what it really shows is what the vaccine can do to you if you get it. I mean, I don't know if you guys have seen these videos where people are just shaking to get the vaccine.
I have a feeling this bit's going to be unusable, because of the background noise.
Yeah. What's that, David?
My background of my kid.
I guess you got me there.
If one of my kids becomes Spock, which it might be David, like I could see. Owen, no. Owen is basically chaotic good. He's ready. He's just like gonna go for it. David, I think
He's
has
ready
got way
to go.
more problem solving thoughts and would look at things very logically. So I'm hoping for that.
You got to have one person to go off on a crazy tangent and a second person to go,
oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Let's do it.
That's their... Owen is just... Blah, 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 and then David will just occasionally just be like, no. One time he said, Dad says stop. To Owen. Dad said stop. And I'm just like, yeah, I did. Like...
Whoa.
Yeah.
Backing him up on that one.
He's cold. He's ice cold. He told our nanny one time. Our nanny was like reading a book, and he just goes, "Stop! Don't talk." And it comes out of nowhere too with him.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
very bizarre because he will just be very quiet most of the day, and then occasionally just, bleh. It's like, did David say that? Yeah.
Nope.
Wow.
Yeah. That's my review of Star Trek. Is my son becomes Spock.
Yeah, there you see.
Well, I did.
Your two kids
Yeah,
is Kirk and Spock.
I mean,
yep.
I don't want Owen to become Kirk, but he probably will. I'll be like, listen, buddy. I'll just sit him down and be like, listen. If you just see a woman in a bar, don't just keep bugging her, and then start sleeping with her roommate, and then perv out under the bed.
Different time, 2009.
That was also that scene was also very funny to watch in my backyard, projected on a giant projector of like this green woman in her underwear, and this like my backyard. It's literally like the fencing's very low, so everybody can kind of see everything. So I'm just like thinking, like, what are my neighbors thinking of me right now?
It's like I'm watching alien porn. And...
So I was like, I didn't realize this was gonna be in this. Like, I was thinking a couple spaceships, but and I do the thing the minute it comes.
That's right. We got sex and explosions. This is a new Star Trek.
Whole look around like, oh, like, like my dad's gonna walk in or something. Like,
What are you watching?
what? Huh? This just showed up.
It wasn't like this a minute ago.
I swear.
It's just space travel.
This is my assignment.
My friend is making me watch this.
How could we have known that COVID was a hoax this whole time? The
God damn.
vaccine doesn't work. The government just programmed you. No, shit.
I'm gonna have to come in and post every time and be like, "We're just cut it out." There'll
It's
just
just
be
like
inexplicable black.
It just be a big bleep every time I start talking. And people will listen. Man, he really loves using slurs. It's really
That guy, man. They'll say "fuck" on this podcast, but whatever that guy said, ooh.
That's against something.
Oh, I was going to add one more comment about the movie.
Oh, go for it. I'll cut it in.
Not enough lens flare.
Not enough lens flare. Yeah.
Not enough lens flare.
I could see too much of it.
Yeah. I needed more lens flare.
Oh.
It's like cowbell. I need more lens flare.
I had another thing. What did that bug do to that guy? Because the guy got the bug down his throat, and then he just shows up in a wheelchair. Like,
so that is a deep cut again to Wrath of Khan. Those bugs burrow into your brain and make it so that you are more susceptible to suggestion. So basically, the thing that they didn't show us is him answering any questions that Nero had because he's got a bug in his brain. That's a great example.
Did he just like gaslight him and say like? Did he just gaslight him and just say like, "Hey, now you're paralyzed," and he just believed him? No,
well, and it's so funny because like in the original movie when this happened, like that was the thing, was like, oh man, once this bug latches onto your brainstem, it's game over, man. You're fucked. Unless of course you're Chekhov, at which point you're fine for no apparent reason. He was just okay. The other guy that was with him, deadzo. But Chekhov, no worries. Totally good.
Weird.
Uh-huh. Or they never took it out, and he was under those
Russian,
the whole time.
correct?
Yeah, Chekhov was the Russian one, yes.
Okay. Well, the name like Chekhov,
right?
It's got to be that Russian. It's got to be the one where the caption says in Russian.
The comic relief Russian guy was an interesting thing to still see happening in the 2009 movie. Like, he could have just been a Russian guy and that was the end of it. But no, he still had to be the comic relief Russian guy. Oh, man. Did you hear the Beatles are releasing a new song and they said that they did it with AI? And I was like, oh, no. What did you do? And if you actually take... Yeah. Paul McCartney was like, ooh, yeah, this is the last Beatles song. And we wrote it with... And we did it with AI. It's like... that's the part that makes it okay. So it was an original song that they had started to record, and the recording is just bad. So AI helped clean up the recording. So it's still an original Beatles song sung by the actual Beatles. It was just unusable audio that they had AI clean up. Is what it sounds like.
So, like, probably clean up some, like, pitch and everything. Yeah.
And I would bet there's, like, some fuzz or something on the, like, recording or whatever.
I would like it where Paul McCartney makes a song, but he makes Lennon just say the most, like, ridiculous shit in it because he's dead. There's nothing you can do about it.
It's just John Lennon and George Harrison being like, yes, we're both wankers.
Yeah, no, it's just like John Lennon just saying, like, yeah, Paul, you were the better one. You were the more creative.
Okay, it's better than I thought it was going to be. Where, like, the
right?
AI, like, like that. The AI is performing as John Lennon or something like that. Yeah.
When I saw the headline, I was like, oh no, oh Paul, what did you do? This was best possible outcome from anything involving the Beatles and AI.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last thing we need is computer-generated John Lennon.
Hologram John Lennon. I always had an idea.
Imagine
that Ringo and Paul should tour, and they just call themselves the Beat, and it's just the two of them up there doing Beatles songs. They could do like a two-person, like, White Stripes kind of deal. And everybody's just like, this doesn't sound right at all. But you have to deal with it. And the thing is, it would sell. Like, it would sell.
Oh, yeah. It absolutely would.
Or, you have them up there, call them the Beat, get a couple other, session musicians behind them. Do like an immersive experience with John and everything.
Yeah. Here's John Lemon. Here's George Hannison.
Tell a little history of the Beatles. There you go.
Ringo Moon and Sir Paul McCartney.
The Beatles featuring Sir Paul McCartney. Like, the Beatles is, like, little and Sir Paul McCartney is big.
Yep.
And then they just throws in a couple Wings songs just for fun.
No one will notice. It'll be fine.
Here's an original Beatles tune. Band on the Run. Oh, yeah, the Beatles did that one. Yeah.
Ben, I've never met Ben.
Yeah, right.
Ben's gonna find himself listed from Spotify, and I have no
It's all
idea
under
why.
my name.
He's gonna come back. Yeah.
Ben's the only one who can save us at this point.
Well, no, listen, Rogan will save us. He'll be like, come on, guys, this is about, because he's got all the pull over.
Yeah,
Spotify.
we're just asking
questions. We're just asking
We're not
questions.
making any
just
claims.
talking. We're not making any claims. We're just going on and on for 3 hours.
Rogan's actually the reason I left Spotify. I was a loyal Spotify listener for ages, and I finally was like, you know what, this is dumb. And so in a fit of pique, I was like, screw it, and I switched over to YouTube, and now I'm addicted to YouTube without the ads. So I'm like, do I want to pay for 2 music services? This one's fine, but it doesn't have podcasts, which is a downside. Anywho, you can interact with us using the hashtag Time2Party. That's time, the number 2 party. You can at me on Twitter at The Indecisionist, or on on Instagram at The Indecisionist, and on Twitter at Indecisionist. This has been an Indecisionist production, so have a great rest of your day, everybody, and you want to take us out? Benton, say...
Benton, say COVID-19 was a hoax, and it was not...
God damn it.
I am first going to say, I'm not on Twitter, so don't at me there. And I am on Instagram, but I'm private, so don't at me there either.
Perfect.
I'll delete your request.
Good luck finding him anyway.
But what am I saying?
Be excellent to each other.
And you
Be
can
excellent to each other.
And party on,
dudes. You can find me on LinkedIn. for all your needs.
If you need an excellent AV guy or IT professional,
you can do that. I'm sure my manager does not want me to.
He'll take a hole.
Yeah,
he'll take a hole for you.
Yeah. If you gotta make some stuff disappear, he knows a place you can put it.
I don't want to say I know where the bodies are, but I do.
I don't want to say it, but it would be rude of me to say otherwise.
And they told me some things. So if you want to know about those things, join my Patreon. For as little as
extortion racket Patreon
a month, I'll tell you whatever dumb shit I've heard, and try and pass it off as truth to you.
For $10 a month, I will slowly feed you clues as to where the bodies are buried.
And $20 will make a T-shirt, maybe if I remember. And what was the thing I was supposed to say, by the way? It was
And party on, dudes.
And party on, dudes.
You can interact on any platform you want, but I'm only going to find it if it's on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter. Ben might find it if it's on Hive, where you can find him and him alone. I don't think anyone else is there. Not the Ben who's with us today, Ben Silverio, proudly on Hive.
It's a hive of one.
Yeah, right? That's apparently how hives work. Fun fact.
You only need one person in a hive. That's
It's the hive mind. It's just the one mind.
One person or entity. Yeah, exactly. It's a one mind entity, and it's Ben's entity.
The Bentity.
Listen, this is all Ben's dream. Not Benton here.
The other Ben is just having a fever
Ben,
dream.
Who I've never met, never talked to. I'm just part of his fever dream.
He created you out of whole cloth. It's amazing, really.
Yeah. He did a great job.
All of our backstory, it's really incredible, the world building he did here.
Yeah.
I had these Mexican street corn chips while I was watching this movie, and Ben created that in his mind. So Ben, I want to let you know you did a great job.
You guys can plug your handles if you want.
I'm not on Twitter anymore or anything. So
Great.
I'm off the grid.
You got nothing to plug.
You can always check out my OnlyFans. Give out recipes.
There you go.
And lewds, not nudes, folks.
There you go.
Some lewd recipes.
Some lewd recipes for Italian food.
Just Speedos and Speedos and mozzarella. All right.
Oh, I bet that would do really well, actually.
Actually, you know what? I got a Patreon. I don't have any services I provide. I just pay for groceries once in a while.
I just want $5. Yeah.
This house ain't gonna heat itself, damn it.
All right, Byron, say be excellent to each other.
Be excellent to each other.
And Benton, and party on, dudes.
And party on, dudes.
Nice.
You should keep that in where you tell us to say these things too. That would be
I'll put that in the blooper cut. So I just feed you lines I didn't give you beforehand.
It's like, okay.
I really enjoyed
What a good time.
I just put like a newspaper like of today's date. It's like I have everything is
life.
fine. Ansel is feeding us.
And sound body.
I am sound
Think twice
body.
if you're in trouble. Find me online at Indecisionist on Twitter and at The Indecisionist on Instagram. Special thanks to April Moralba for our podcast art and to Marlon Longet of Marlon and the Shakes for our amazing theme song. This has been an Indecisionist production. You can find show notes and full transcripts of all of our episodes at indecisionist.com. All right, well, with that, friends, let's do Be Excellent to Each Other and Party On Dudes in whatever order you want.
Be excellent to each other.
And party on, dudes.